So great to see you again. Thank you so much for taking a minute
Sure,
today.
sure.
So what a fun project. This new album, Songs in Space. Um, how did it come about? How did the idea for this album come about?
I've been working with engineers in surround sound, for the last several 4 or 5 projects. And I finally thought, what if I actually really think about what it is that I'm going to record in surround sound and talk to the improvisers about how we might play differently because we're going to be perceived in a spatial way. So that's what was different about this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but from a creative standpoint, how did you cull and kind of pull all of these songs together? What was kind of the idea?
Uh, Less is more.
Yeah.
uh, the Yes, I'm definitely thinking about as I have, this long-term interest of mine and how sound changes when it moves, and hearing melodies that sometimes have a different kind of gravity.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it, Joe. It's a mysterious process what goes in the mind of the artist when you're putting an album together. It's mysterious.
Yeah. Well, what about the players on the album? How did you assemble the players? How did all of that come together?
These are all longtime colleagues of mine.
Okay.
These are people who I step in a room with, and I don't think twice about knowing the high level of improvisational skill that they apply to anything that I put in front of them. My goodness, Mark Helias, I've known since the 1970s. Bobby Previte, I've known since just a little before 2000. And Dominic, oh my goodness, about 15, 16 years now. He was the pianist that I recorded with when I did that ballads album called 16 Sunsets.
Yeah.
He's a very special musical thinker.
So I'm curious, over your career, when you go into a project, how do you view each successive project like this one here? Is it a snapshot in time? Is it just you're thinking about there's a theme that you're going after? How do you kind of evolve over the course of your albums in your career?
Well, there's no doubt that I tend to be interested in the world of ideas. And often there's something compelling behind why I choose to document a certain body of music, whether it's inspiration from like Emily Dickinson, from poetry, or whether it's Jackson Pollock, or whether it's space exploration, or who know, I have a lot of interests. But the thing is, Joe, I let those interests of mine float into my musical thought,
Yeah,
and I don't stop it.
right.
So that's how it happens.
So let me ask you this. Right now, when I think about songs in space and just see the way that this is packaged, I think about how weird things are happening, especially in America right now. And I think it's good for us to think about something like outer space and to take ourselves out of this reality that we're living in right now. So my question to you is this: how much comfort do you get from music in these modern times, and how much do you think about putting new material out for people to kind of have a way of getting away from it?
Joe, you nailed it. That's exactly where my thinking was. Time to get off planet Earth for a little while.
It's weird. So do you so what I know there's this kind of Bob Dylan notion of like things we have to make statements sometimes, but I think sometimes it's just having new music out there. What's your thought on not only your album but collectively with artists that are putting music out right now during this very strange time we're living through?
You carry on, Joe. You carry on, and as artists, you're honest in your music about what you feel about what's going on in the world around you. You can't help it. It's If it's honest, if it's authentic, that piece called Current Events, that it's all there for you to listen to. That's what I'm thinking and feeling about what's on the planet right now. Uh, uh, that's the best I can describe for you.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that we've lived through, and I know it's kind of in the rear view, was getting through COVID. and it really affected a lot of artistic communities. I'm curious from your estimation of being on the bandstand, of playing in front of crowds, how strong is the jazz community in 2025?
Wow. Well, I'm around a lot of young people,
Yeah.
because I'm a professor at New School for Jazz and Contemporary Music, and I've been there for quite a long time. So I'm around young people. They are just doing it. No matter what, they're just doing it. And if they haven't gotten the places to play, they're inventing them. So the spirit is strong. It always has been in this music. No matter what, we find a way to play.
Yeah.
And certainly there are challenges in New York City. Many of the places that I performed in, they're gone because the rent. I mean, nobody could nobody can take care of the real estate in New York City is so expensive. So it's a constantly shifting thing. But somehow we always play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and frankly, this album, I was returning to the studio after 5 years.
Yeah.
I had been doing all remote recordings prior to that because why? Because we had to. So that sure felt good. Actually seeing the guys that I play with. We would see each other on Zoom and stuff, but just playing in the moment and being physically near one another.
Did it feel like there was a little bit more vigor being in person? I mean, not there wasn't vigor before, but was there a little bit more of an organic, kind of ethereal feel of being together with human beings in a room?
There's got to be, and it's all
Yeah.
unconscious, Joe. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't even put words to it, but of course location, location, location.
Yeah.
It's everything. You feel
Absolutely.
it. You feel the presence of another. And yes, during the pandemic, we did everything we could with our ears to reach out to one another. But, being back in the same room, hey,
Yeah.
there's nothing like it.
Absolutely. So at the end of the day, what are you hoping the listener gets from this album?
I hope a sense of enjoyment, whether in stereo or in surround sound, um, about letting your ears luxuriate in having some time and space in the music to let your ears really luxuriate in just basic sound. Where's it coming from? What the person is saying? Not too much of a hurry.
Yeah.
That's all part of it because when you think about the extra dimension of surround sound, hearing sound coming at you from different parts of space, it requires different mental perception. So you got to leave time for it. You got to leave space, and you got to think about it.
Absolutely. It's funny when I got the notice about this album and I was getting ready to interview, I was watching a documentary on Apple about Sally Ride and I was watching all of them in outer space. And I was thinking about that, like how cool it would be to listen to an album like this in an incubator in a space station up in space, you
Well,
know?
in fact, back in the 1980s, that was the reason I actually wrote that letter in the dark to NASA. I said, "Have you guys ever done any research on the future of the arts in space? In zero gravity.
Sure.
How could listening be different when there's no up and down?
Yeah.
So that's how that all happened. It
Yeah,
was
that's
from that very premise.
wow. So let me ask you this. What are you going to be performing this live? Are there shows coming up anywhere people can see it?
Yeah, I'll be performing some of the pieces from this. I have a concert at the Hampton Jazz Festival out in Sag Harbor, Long Island, on August 29th.
Okay.
And I'll be performing with Mark Helias on bass. I'll be joined this time with Matt Wilson on drums.
Right on.
And one of my former colleagues, Dawn Clements, coming in on keyboards. She lives in Colorado now. So she's flying in for this one. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Dawn just had a new album out. I think Matt's on the
Mhm.
drums. It's really a great album.
Oh,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. She's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely she is. So, whenever I talk to musicians about an album, it's been produced, it's been mixed, and you're in the publicity thing. Is it kind of nostalgic to step back and to get back into that mindset of making this album?
As a producer, you mean?
Yeah, just in general, because you're already probably moving on to the next thing. I mean, it's just there's a fluidity of the musician. So it's always funny to me in a good way that we get to kind of step back and it's almost nostalgic by the time the media and the press starts talking to you about it.
It's old news
Yeah,
for the
right.
artist. For the artist, you're right. It's old news. But hey, you're a part of it, Joe. I mean, actually, you ask me provocative questions, and it makes me think, and reflect.
Yeah,
And yeah, absolutely, yes. I'm thinking about the next thing already. That's just the way we are. That's the way,
absolutely.
that's the way it goes. But having these kind of conversations, I think is meaningful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. The one thing we did learn about COVID was that there are better ways to support musicians. What's the best way? Bandcamp to pick up this album?
It's available on site on native DSD,
Okay.
and there are many options. What format you would like it in. They offer you a whole menu selection. And the most important thing is that these distributors just get it out. However people want to access the new digital format that we work in. There's no physical CDs anymore.
Right.
I,
Right.
I've stopped mailing those a long time ago.
I remember during COVID, one of the PR reps told me all of the physical media is going to go away, but I haven't noticed that. I still get a lot of CDs. In fact, whenever I take the tracks that I want to use on my show and I listen to it and exhaust it, I give it to kids during Halloween in their Halloween baskets, and half of them look at me like, "What the hell did you just give me? What is this? How would
What is it? What is it? Yeah.
what do I do with this?" You know?
They don't even have a CD player, right?
No, it's like an alien transmission. It's wild. So speaking of, I gotta know if there was a way that you could safely transport yourself to a space station in space and you could listen to a handful of jazz albums and just watch Earth and watch space go around you, what would be a couple albums you would love to listen to?
Boy, I've never been asked that question. Good. Let me think on that one. Charles Ives' Unanswered Question.
Okay?
I'd be listening to that. Might like to hear a little Bill Evans live at the
Oh my
Vanguard.
gosh. That would be so nice. Great answer.
Uh, I'm not sure what's coming into my mind. What voice would I like to hear? Uh, oh, there's so many.
There are a lot.
I,
I
I can't, I just can't think
Yeah,
of so
no,
many.
no, no. I mean, and Bill Evans, that's great. And I'm thinking about even like Ella, like a live recording to get that nostalgia of Earth and Earthlings making noise in the crowd and all of that. That would be wonderful. So I am going to lead everybody to the best place for people to find out about shows, your website.
Yeah,
Okay.
best way, janeirabloom.com.
Okay.
And you can just click on the link and there you'll see where I'll be.
Okay, and I will put links to the album and all of the good stuff. Jane, it's always so great to catch up with you. Thank you for your music. Thank you for your spirit. I appreciate your time today.
Oh, thank you for your support, Joe.
Absolutely.